night, all your random YouTube viewers. So I am here with Jaime, and we are going to see The Crimes of Grindelwald in a few days, but we haven't seen it yet. So we're like, hey, let's talk about Harry Potter. So we are going to be ranking the 9 Harry Potter movies, including Fantastic Beasts, in our least to the most favorite. So we have made lists. We have not shown each other the lists. And we're gonna talk about them. And it's based on the movies, but we can bring in some rationale from the books as to why we like or dislike a movie. I don't think either of us dislike any of the movies though, so. We love them all, but there has to be a bottom. So, we're sorry.
Oh man.
So let's just jump into it. So my number 9 is Deathly Hallows Part 1.
Oh, mine's Deathly Hallows Part 2.
Ooh.
Ugh, why did you choose 1?
Okay, so I really liked all the movies and stuff, but there's just something real cringy about the entire camping scenes in Deathly Hallows Part 1. Especially like, you know, Ron leaving and then them doing that weird dance. That was just not needed. Why was Part 2 your lowest?
See, it's not that I don't like any of them, I like them all. It's just, I didn't find Part 2 as exciting as all the other ones. I think it ended very well, it wrapped up everything really well, it's just, you could just tell what was going to happen. And with all the other movies, you can't really tell as easy. So.
Fair. I just had the whole nostalgic value of it being wrapped up for Part 2, so I didn't put it at the bottom. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Number 8.
I put Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. It's a really good movie, but the nostalgic value of the other ones brought it to the bottom. If I didn't put nostalgia anywhere on this list, it would be a very different list. Without nostalgia, Fantastic Beasts would probably be somewhere maybe around 4 or 5. But right now, it is at 8. Love the creatures, very excited for Crimes of Grindelwald. So, enjoyed all the characters. But yeah, it is down there. What about you?
I put Philosopher's Stone.
Our lists are extremely different.
They're upside down.
Ooh.
I only put it just because of the fact that they needed to establish the characters throughout basically the whole movie and figure out like who they are as people. They do that in the whole franchise, but this one it was slow for me. It just, I was ready for more action a lot quicker, but it took a lot longer to get to where you want it to be.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk about Philosopher's Stone later on. So, yeah. On my number 7, I have Chamber of Secrets.
Very different list.
I feel like our lists are actually just flipped upside down.
Probably.
What is your number 7?
Part 1 of Deathly Hallows.
Oh, okay.
Basically because of the reasons you said.
Okay. I put Chamber of Secrets at number 7, because it was really good and stuff, and it was, you know, a good, like, second movie and all, but, like, it's probably my least favorite book. Not because it's a bad book, but just because, I don't know, it's less exciting to me than the rest of them. It was just a movie that happened, and I'm pretty neutral about it. So, Chamber of Secrets, number 7. My number 6 is Deathly Hallows Part 2.
Okay. Mine's Order of Phoenix.
Okay.
Upside down.
Okay. Deathly Hallows Part 2 is my number 6 because it wrapped up everything nicely. I enjoyed basically everything except for that. Okay. The things that were in the movie, I enjoyed. But the things that were left out of the movie, I did not enjoy. Like, I know, like, sure, they killed off the characters they were supposed to kill off via the books, but there was not the focus needed on, like, Fred's death or, like, Tonks or Lupin. They got rid of Tonks and Lupin's child completely. They got rid of the whole, like, redemption arc with Percy. They just got rid of Percy somewhere in the other movies. Like, he didn't really have strife, but he wasn't there either. Like, you know, that's a thing that happened throughout multiple movies. But, like, I enjoyed the redemption arc in the book, and they did not put that there. But, you know, Neville was great, Luna was great, the battles were great. Voldemort flaking off was not a thing that I enjoyed. Also, Harry breaking the Elder Wand and not fixing his wand before he did that annoyed me so much. Yeah. But it was a good wrap-up movie, and if I had not read the books, it would be very good. Why is Order of the Phoenix your number 6?
See, I love Order of the Phoenix. I loved meeting all the new people and just being outside of the school, because most of it was outside the school. I don't know. I think it was just that I had lots of favorites, and it was just kind of pushed down. I love it. There's nothing bad about it. There were other ones that I liked more, and there were some that I didn't like as much more. Does that make any sense?
Yeah. So.
Number
5, I put Half-Blood Prince.
Okay.
What did you put as your number 5?
I put Prisoner of Azkaban.
Okay. Yeah, here's the thing about my top 5. I had to rearrange it quite a lot, so even I'm not completely set on my top 5. But, like, Half-Blood Prince, it was a good movie. It was a good send-off for Dumbledore. Mm-hmm. They did all of that correctly, and with Snape being Half-Blood Prince, they did it correctly. You know, I didn't have any major qualms about what happened in it. The stuff with Draco turning over to the Death Eaters, but having that sort of struggle was done really well in the movie. Mm-hmm. I can't remember anything from the book via the movie, if there was anything major that was wrong. I don't know. Just good movie. This was the one with Slughorn, right?
Yes.
And he was a good character. They cast him great. The whole weird, awkward scenes with Slughorn were great. Ron just awkwardly falling to the floor with poison. The whole thing with the spider thing, very funny. I enjoyed. Why did you put Prisoner of Azkaban there?
I really like Prisoner of Azkaban. Like, I do like every single one of these movies. I loved having Lupin and introducing him into the world. They didn't really, like, it starts with him and then he goes away for a while and then he comes back later on in the series. Really liked having Sirius Black. I wish that he was in more of the movies, but what can you do? I don't know. I love Draco. Don't get me wrong. I love Malfoy. But in this movie, he's just such a whiny little brat. Especially just everything that goes on in this movie, he's so whiny about, and like when he gets bitten, he's whining, and it's ridiculous, and I can't stand it. So I think that's the only reason why it's number 5, is just because he reminds me of a baby. How whiny he is, and it drives me crazy. But I still really like the movie. So
I don't remember as much of Prisoner of Azkaban as I should, especially considering where I put it on this list. But anyway, okay, so number 4.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was going to put this as my number 1 or 2, but then I bumped it down to 4. Here's the thing. It's like my favorite book, which is why I'm really biased and why I wanted to put it at number 1 or 2, but like thinking back on it, it's a number 4, which is number 4, Goblet of Fire.
Oh!
I really wanted to put it real high.
To
put it real high.
Yeah.
But here's the thing about the movie. Actually, what was your number 4 first?
My number 4 was Half-Blood Prince.
Okay. So we're kind of close on that one.
Yeah.
But, like, okay, here's the thing about Goblet of Fire. It was such a good book, and then it just was really awkward in the movie, and, like, I was really excited to see stuff at the Quidditch World Cup, and they did not put in a lot of the Quidditch World Cup. You know, I enjoyed the Weasleys singing in the tent and whatnot, but, like, them throwing the snitch in the air and then doing nothing else with the Quidditch World Cup, like, you sort of saw Crumb and you're like, hey, he's a big deal and stuff, but you didn't actually get to see him play Quidditch. So, like, we don't really know how big a deal he is, and then he's, like, all in the rest of the movie and stuff, flirting with Hermione and whatnot. But, like, dude, the cast, I don't know why they chose to have all the guys have really long hair for just no reason. It's just the year that they all had 0 haircuts. And it's just, if it was 1 or 2 characters, I'd be like, okay, but it was literally all of them. And I don't actually understand. It had to have been a choice made by the directors, and I don't understand how it added to the movie. It doesn't super take away from it, but I just don't understand. The tasks were done really well, though, so I enjoyed it. One of the reasons why I enjoyed it a lot as a book was seeing the different schools interact. And there was some of that, but, you know, not as much as I would have liked in the movie.
I think the part that bugs me is that, like, the visiting people, like the visiting schools, they are literally 25. Like, looking at them and compared to the other people, they are so old. So when Hermione's walking around with Victor, it's like, you're 10 years younger. Like, she's only, what, 16 in this movie?
Probably,
and he's probably in his late 20s. It's like, no! That shouldn't be allowed.
That's true.
And it's all of them. They're all big and buff. It's like, what? No, I don't like it.
Also, I don't think in the books, I don't think they made the schools different genders. So I'm like, why is Durmstrang all boys and why is Beauxbatons all girls? Yeah. I don't think that was in the books. Like, they already have different uniforms. It wouldn't be that hard to mix it up.
Yeah, but you wouldn't get the birds coming out of the boys. It would just look weird going, ah, and the birds just like...
I don't think that whole sequence needed
necessary.
to happen. I enjoyed the Durmstrang part, but you could have girls doing that, and, like, you could completely change around how the Beauxbatons people came in completely, and I would be okay with that. That was weird, it was weird. I'm not doing the sigh. Number 3, I put Prisoner of Azkaban. What did you put?
I put Fantastic Beasts.
Nice. Like, I know I put it at number 8, but I can understand it being, like, at the top as well. Like, these were so close, like, all this list. Like, from number 1 to number 9, it's just such tight margins. I put Prisoner of Azkaban because, you know, it's when... Because in the 3rd movie, series usually start picking up steam and stuff. Like, you know the characters. You don't really need to introduce the main cast anymore. You know who they are. I really like Sirius Black. I think they did that good. Oh wait, this is a movie with time turners, isn't it? Oh, wait a minute. Okay,
and
here's
she
the thing.
punches him.
I don't enjoy time travel in things that don't usually have time travel. Like, Doctor Who is a time travel show. That's fine. But, like, things like Harry Potter didn't need time travel. And I'm glad that they don't use it again. But if you have to have time travel, I really like the Harry Potter version of it where it's like, it's already happened before, so you going back in time is just fulfilling what has already happened. It's the whole closed loop thing. There will be no paradoxes with that sort of thing. So, I don't enjoy time travel being in the universe, but the way they did it was okay. And I really like everything with Sirius Black and Lupin.
Oh, yeah.
So
I chose Fantastic Beasts just because it's such a good movie. It's such a good movie. I really liked it, and I liked how there wasn't, like, drama, because there was no young people in it. It really casted well, really, really good character development, even though they are adults. You can tell that they're developing really easily, and there isn't any drama, which I really like in films.
I also liked how we actually got to see, adult wizards fighting.
Yeah!
Ones. They didn't even need to, say their spells half the time.
They just went...
They're just so fast. Okay, number 2, Eye of Order of the Phoenix.
Okay, I have Chamber of Secrets.
Okay. So Eye of Order of the Phoenix, because they did everything with Umbridge so well, the casting of it, it's like you were so annoyed with her, and that's exactly what you're supposed to be in the books. The whole Dumbledore's army thing was done really well. I enjoyed watching them sneak off around the corners, around Filch to get into the room, and them learning how to fight and everything. Them being in the Ministry of Magic, it was good, but there's a few rooms that were in the books that didn't make it to the movies. But I'm not entirely sure if I missed them, because in one of the rooms, because I'm rereading that book right now, one of the rooms, I think Ron, gets wrapped around with, a brain or something, and it's just really weird. Oh. So I'm okay with that not being in the movie.
Yeah.
I enjoy that entire fight scene where the Order of the Phoenix comes in. They're white mist everywhere to contrast the
darkness.
Yeah. I enjoy them defeating Umbridge and her being carried away by centaurs. Mm-hmm. It's just... I think it's because, you hate Umbridge so much. So when you get to see her being whisked away... But here's the thing. They got rid of Peeves in the entirety of the movies, so he wasn't there to wreak havoc on Umbridge. And Fred and George leaving, they got rid of their little speech, and it wasn't entirely sure if they were leaving for good or not in that movie. In the next movie, because they have a shock and they're not at Hogwarts anymore. They're not back, but It's
Chamber of Secrets.
Chamber of Secrets.
I just really like this one because I liked all of the different aspects of it. So we got to get to know Ginny a little bit more. We got to learn about Tom because we didn't really get... There's not really any more movies that dive in as much as we do in Chamber of Secrets with Tom. I like just being in a different area of Hogwarts that we never go in, except for obviously at the end to get the Fang. I don't know. I just really liked how it flowed. It really went through the story really well, and I always like a movie that shocks me and doesn't you don't expect things right away, and that movie did. So
I talked way more than you did. I feel bad.
But you're bringing in the books.
So, that means number 1. Mine is Philosopher's Stone.
Ooh.
I forget what yours...
Goblet of Fire is my number 1.
It's my favorite book. Yeah. Goblet of Fire. Oh my goodness.
I just love it because of the fact of it's completely different than any other of the movies, and it always will be, just because they've brought in so many different characters, and they've brought in so much more, there's the underwater scenes, there's so many different things going on that it's kind of hard to keep track of what's going on, but at the same time, they make it so that you can get through everything and understand everything. I also really like that since new people are coming in, it's giving the students a chance to develop their emotional sides and their relationship sides. So Ron's slowly starting to like Hermione, and when he sees that Victor Crumb likes her, it just immediately in his head is like, well, I like her. Why is he taking her when I want to be with her? She's supposed to be with me. I'm always with her. And then the fact of her not wanting him and he's stuck with someone else who he doesn't want to be with, it sucks. And you kind of see that kind of blossom into all the other movies because they're starting to develop a sense of who they are more than they have in the other movies. Plus, having Robert Pattinson in the movie is real nice. I like this movie for him. I didn't like Twilight because it just didn't seem like his role, but I really think that this movie is the one that I'll remember him for because he just did such an amazing job.
I forgot to talk, in Goblet of Fire, forgot to talk about, Mad-Eye Moody and stuff.
Oh,
how do I forget Mad-Eye Moody? They cast him so well. They did him so well.
I can't imagine anyone else being Moody.
And they did Mad-Eye Moody actually being Barty Crouch Jr. very, very well.
Mm-hmm.
And the ferret scene, oh my goodness, is that a student?
Yeah. Yes.
They actually have a rule about transfiguring students, which means that has happened
so many
before.
times.
McGonagall is the real MVP of the Harry Potter universe after Hermione. Oh my goodness. But yeah, I didn't really think about there being other schools other than Hogwarts before Goblet of Fire. For some reason, I just went, Hogwarts, the only school in the world. But if you actually look at how many students could actually be at Hogwarts, which is only a couple hundred, you're like, wait a minute, this is actually not a lot of students at all. My number one being Philosopher's Stone. It is because I put nostalgia as a very large factor in this. Obviously, it wasn't because of the graphics in Quidditch. That was the worst.
Oh, that was bad.
Okay, but it is one of the movies in which we see Quidditch the most.
And you need Oliver Wood.
Yeah, just Harry learning about magic. It was a bit cheesy, but you know what? He was a child actor, Daniel Radcliffe was, and you know what? It was just the best introductory movie to it, sort of thing. So, Hagrid's, tapping on
the bricks.
The bricks. And I think it was the most faithful book-to-movie adaptation of the franchise, even if the graphics were a bit wonky. And, you did think that Snape was the bad guy, the entire movie.
Whole time.
It was a good, sort of mystery movie. For someone being I don't know anything about Harry Potter, I don't know anything about magic in this universe, it was really good at introducing everything.
Totally.
And, childlike wonder sort of thing. It was just nice and light, and there's Christmas themes, and it was good. So, all of that put together, minus the green screen of Quidditch, because, that is the big point of the movie.
And the green screen of them talking to Hagrid at his house, you can see the grass. It's oh, honey, that's not real grass. No.
Also, old Dumbledore.
Way better than new Dumbledore.
They were so different, those two actors, in being Dumbledore. I like both of them. Mm-hmm. But old Dumbledore was what I pictured when I read the book. So.
There's this video, and it shows in the book, for Goblet of Fire, Dumbledore calmly walking to Harry and saying, Harry, did you put your name in the Goblet of Fire? Now, if you watch the movie, he literally doesn't even speak English. He just goes, get rid of the wall! He just gets so angry. It's I understand that you being upset, but the other Dumbledore would not do that.
It is one of my favorite memes that has come out of the book-to-movie adaptations.
Yes.
So, yeah, this list, very shaky. I could have been completely different, and if you asked me in a year, it would be different. Hey, did you read The Cursed Child?
Nope.
Don't.
Okay, good to know.
Okay, guys, quick review of The Cursed Child. Don't. I usually just enjoy things for the ride, but I also can see, many a flaw. I hate the use of time travel in things that shouldn't have time travel. And here's the thing I said about Prisoner of Azkaban, how they do the closed loop for time travel. Do you care about spoilers of The Cursed Child?
Go nuts.
The Cursed Child, they completely break it. Paradoxes left and right. people don't exist for a bit of it because they screwed up the timeline. And I'm like, you've made a universe where time travel is in a closed loop and somehow you've broken the loop. What is this? Voldemort has a daughter. It's just not a thing that should have happened.
I don't like that.
It's just... You can tell that J.K. Rowling did not write it herself, like, completely.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I know a lot of people say that it's a lot better as the stage show than when you're reading the script. And fair enough, but at the same time, time travel. You did it wrong, and I don't like it.
If you haven't watched the movies, watch them. Make your own list. Enjoy.
Binge watch all of them.
Don't
before Crimes of Grindelwald.
Don't listen to our lists. Make up your own lists. Because ours are totally different.
Yeah, and it'll change depending on my mood.
Ask me tomorrow and I'll be like, here, let me...
Yeah. Like, man, if I had to do a list taking out all sentimental value and stuff, and just ranking them based off of the technicalities of is this a good movie or not, it would be,
it'd be so
such
different.
a different list. Although I did try to take out a little bit of the sentiment with Goblet of Fire and Prisoner of Azkaban, because Prisoner of Azkaban would have been lower if I took solely into account feelings versus technicality.
Yeah.
But, Fantastic Beasts I had to apply. So I'm not consistent. That's what we've taken from this.
No. For young people, we'll never be consistent.
Our consistency is our inconsistency. So, thanks for watching our list. If you've made it to the end here, that's great. So, go watch Harry Potter, because it's good, and you'll be obsessed, hopefully. Maybe. I don't know who you are. I don't know what this outro is. This is the outro that's going to be in, because I don't want to film another one. So, goodbye.